me the next shiny new thing. Bring me the next.
The pickleball chicks are obsessed with America's fastest growing sport, pickleball. Get ready for on and off the court hot topics. Lots of laughs, cocktails and champagne with your hosts, Annie and Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Annie.
And we're the Pickleball Chicks.
Oh boy, here we go.
What a great podcast today.
Oh, so looking forward to this, Rebecca.
Oh my gosh, I know. And you know what? I just have to talk about our drink of the day because, man, Ron, you're a rock star. You've been really rocking it out. Who doesn't need a Bloody Mary? I know we both do. Okay, so to start out with our drink of the day,
yes,
it is the spicy Viking pickleball paddle. Oh! Now I added the paddle in there. Don't be mad, Ron. Okay, so it starts out with our favorite. Now, has anybody ever had it? Say what it is, Annie.
it is Vikra. Actually, it's a spirit.
It's a spirit.
It's not necessarily vodka.
It's not.
It's from a distillery, right? Up north.
It is
that
in
right?
Duluth, Minnesota. Shout out to these guys. Man, do they do a great job. It's actually infused with caraway, which you love.
I love.
Annie wanted to drink it right out of the bottle because she loves caraway so much. And cardamom.
Ooh.
So that's what really, I tried to try my drink and it's so good. That's what makes the Bloody Mary so delicious.
Yes, fascinating ingredients.
I know.
I love that.
And the spooky dill pickle brand cool Bloody Mary mix, gluten-free.
I love spooky. I've had
know.
this spooky barbecue sauce, and I kind of feel like it's hard to find. This stuff is really special.
It is. And then the Bloody Mary mix by Rod's. Everybody's had it. You use it all the time in Marco Island. So
Love it.
you know, Ron, you're right on that. And then, of course, we have to garnish it
Yes, we do.
with dill. Fresh dill from Ron's garden.
Oh my goodness, Ron is spoiling us.
He's spoiling us. Okay, now the best, the coolest part of the end, which I love. I mean, we've got a whole garden right in here. But it's the Sable and Rosenfield. Let me see if I can get this sucker open. The cocktail stirs. Now, I love when you can pull something out of a jar
Neat.
and you don't have to do anything. I mean, and these are delicious. They're so good. So we love these. Our drink today is just spectacular. Just spectacular.
It sure is. Ooh. Shall we cheer?
Cheers, Annie.
Cheers to Ron, our mixologist.
Yes, Ron.
Ooh.
I know.
I love it.
Just delicious in so many different flavors.
I love dill. I feel like I can taste the caraway.
I know.
I really do.
Got my little stir mixer.
Oh, this is delicious and perfect drink for our word of the day.
Which is
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
paddle.
Hey, I'm Ron from Harbor Wine and Spirits in Mound. I am your Pickleball Chicks mixologist, mixing up something fun for today's podcast. Grab your favorite glass and your favorite koozie and let's get started.
All right, Pickleball Chicks audience, we have two very special guests with us today, all the way from Santa Monica, the Santa Monica Pickleball Center off from Wilshire in 25th. We have Jon Neeter and Julio Rivera. Welcome, guys, to the Chicks podcast.
Hey guys. All right. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to our courts. We have 4 pickleball courts. We use C&D pickleball nets. So we have courts 1 and 2, and then we pan around. We have courts 3 and 4. So everyone fits really comfortably here. We have a beautiful skyline, and we're right off of Wilshire Boulevard. So here on the mornings, right now we're in the middle of the day in between sessions. So this afternoon, we'll pick back up with more clinics. Usually we have what's called a jump start, and we have beginners that start. After that, the next level up comes out to play, and then we'll have another class after that at a higher level. And we do that pretty much 6 to 7 days a week. We also play live ball here. And then we have lots of practices. We do special events. We had a movie opening. We've kind of done it all here. Some 3D animation. We've had Disney, Sony, pharmaceutical companies. So it's a great space for people to get together. You know, there's lots of room. People bring food. We have music and a good time. We put out a few the pros that come out. We also, because we're kind of centrally located, we're about 20 minutes away from LAX. When pros are coming into town for tournaments, you know, they usually come by here and we set up games or practices or just getting some workouts. It just depends on who's in town.
I think what we need to know is, have you had any of your players from the Orlando Squeeze on your court?
Yes, Coach. Please tell us.
I have. I've had Callan Dawson. He lives in San Diego, so he's definitely been up a couple of times to practice. Rachel Redger, who lives about 45 minutes to an hour away, she also has been over to practice. Bobby and Todd. Bobby lives in Florida, so we don't get to see her much, and Todd lives in Utah, so we haven't had a chance to get together too much.
Oh, look at this. All we've heard about is how great your pro shop is and how many paddles you've sold. Tell us, how many paddles have you sold?
So as to date, we've sold over 2,000 paddles.
Wow.
And if you look at the wall, this is hopefully I don't make anybody too dizzy. I'll go slow. But this is the Great Wall, we like to call it. When Jon and I got together and thought of this concept, we wanted to make sure that we made it really, really big. We wanted to make an impression.
I think
what do you think so far?
So you have to tell us, what is your favorite paddle?
My favorite paddle is the Selkirk Halo.
Ooh.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Carbon fiber, baby. Yes.
Yes, brother. Now, how about Jon? What's his favorite paddle?
Jon's favorite paddle, he's got a couple of favorite paddles, to be honest with you. Jon, right now, he is liking the Carbons. So the Carbon Power Series he likes a lot.
Really? Okay.
And what he really likes are the new Eulas.
Oh, yes.
There's the new Benito. And the Scorpius, his brother Colin.
Yes.
We even got the Anna Bright.
Oh, wow.
If you want the best paddle, though, man, you can get the best paddle.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who owns the best paddle company?
I have to say, I don't know.
I do not.
Take a guess. It's an actor, an accomplished actor.
I know it. Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Now, who's the smarty in the room here?
Right, that was pretty good. So we have everything in the pickleball shop here. We have tennis and pickleball shoes. So we have a great wall of shoes, and we also have this great demo court.
Oh,
cool.
Even with its own miniature C&D pickleball net.
Cute. Do you have a lot of clothing in there?
No, we don't have a lot of clothing. We're more equipment oriented. We just have a couple, some pieces, some T-shirts, some novelty things, a couple of underground shirts, the UV kind of protected. We have some big rackets. We love bags.
Oh, what's your favorite bag?
My favorite bag? Well, this is my bag right here. This Selkirk. It's
You're
nice.
a Selkirk kind of guy.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But I also like this bag here, the Vulcan.
Vulcan. We love a Vulcan bag. We love it.
We do love it. And
check out the wheels. You see the wheels on these things?
Now we don't have the wheels. The wheels are nice.
The wheels is a game changer.
The wheels really cool. Are nice. Annie likes to bring a couple bottles of champagne usually.
Okay.
So that would be get heavy.
These bags will definitely work for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And then there's a nice Eula bag just came out.
That is nice.
Nice color, right? Some sling bags. We have a big TV, and when the matches are on, just like MLP, then we sit around and we watch them and we critique and we play Monday morning quarterback. And
oh yes. So for your team, tell us more about your team play.
The news is already out. So the news is out and it's over. And congratulations to the Chicago Slice as they won the super final all year long. Bay Area Breakers. They were pretty much holding it down. I think they went undefeated up until the playoffs this past weekend, and then they finally lost to a good team, to a really good, accomplished team. The Chicago Slice is very, very accomplished. They know how to play singles, and they've all played on team. They've all played on teams. They've all played high-level Division I tennis, so they understand the competition aspect and the team aspect, which is really, really important when it comes to playing MLP. I had a very good, experienced team. We made it out of our pool play at Mesa in January, and we felt like we had a really good team in terms of doubles. We did well with both our gender, and then second time that we came out, we did well with gender, and then didn't do as well as mixed. So we didn't come out of pool play, but we also felt like we were still a good enough team to not go out and try to make crazy changes and have the unknown. So we held on to our team, and everyone knew what they had to do, and we lost in 3 Dream Breakers.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, that's hard to take.
3 Dream Breakers. Really, really tough. If you look at the scoreboard, we had we were one of the teams with the most points scored. And it was heartbreaking. We went deep in every game. And, just here or there, we just fell flat. And we just couldn't come over the hump. And that's how it is in Major League Pickleball. There's no room for error.
Yeah,
it's rally scoring. Every point counts, and it gets it gets intense. I think it's a great format for pickleball, and I hope that it continues to stay that way.
So, Julio, how did you get into the position of coach for the Orlando Squeeze?
How did I get into the position of Orlando Squeeze? Actually, I was referred to the ownership. The ownership was late to the game. This is when, as you know, MLP was is expanding, and Orlando was one of the expansion teams. Yep. So they were kind of late getting going, getting the team together, and they needed somebody to just help get them organized and get them on their feet. They're professionals. These guys that are playing, they know what to do, but it's good to have somebody out there that has an objective view of what's going on and can give them just a non-biased view of the situation. So I believe that, the leadership, the ownership of the Orlando Squeeze, who happen to be the owners of the Orlando Magic, they know a thing or two about owning a professional team. So they knew it was important to have a coach. They reached out to a couple of people. I was told my name was, on a short list, and I had a great interview with the ownership, and they said, "Come on down," and that's where we're at.
That's awesome.
And it's been amazing.
Will you be coaching for the next season as well?
So, well, it's a little tricky, and the short answer is I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because everything gets flipped around this year.
Yep.
In MLP, they have a relegation league, so they have the Challenger League and the Premier League. So in order to be fair to all the teams, this year, their inaugural year, they are flipping the teams. So the teams that were Challenger teams, they're going to be in the Premier level. So I'm thinking that depending on, the pick that they get, if they pick Ben Johns as their number one, they don't need a coach. Ben can handle it all by himself, if you know what I mean, So we'll see. It just depends on how the organization wants to continue. I'm available. I'm here, and I'm willing to help coach them and see if I can get my team to a championship.
And I really think, I know you say like with Ben Johns, he wouldn't need a coach, but I feel like, when you really bring people who don't always play together with someone and you really help them really kind of melt together and, be a team player, and give them those little things that you can see as an outsider and bring everybody and have a team dinner and make everybody, the better you get along, the more success you're going to have.
I couldn't agree with you more. But it all just depends on management and, to be honest with you, with the players, Right now, they have a lot of say on what goes on. And so just leave it in their hands.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay, so Julio.
Yes.
Now we've heard quite a few big names have strolled through your location. Britney Spears, Matt Damon.
Yes.
Kate Hudson. Leonardo DiCaprio. Jamie Foxx, as we've already talked about, it's already in there with his paddle, so that's cool. So give us a story, something that our listeners really would be cool. It was who did you give Britney a lesson? Who gave Britney a lesson?
So this was in the tennis years for Britney. So she was more of just like coming in for a lesson, and one of our really good pros actually taught. But no story, sorry, there's no TMZ here for us.
I love it.
That's why we've managed to be here, and we have a lot of people that you guys didn't even mention that come in and out of these doors. Matthew McConaughey just lives up the block, and he comes around a lot. I can drop his name because he's pretty cool. He doesn't mind. But it's funny, here in LA, the celebrities, almost everywhere. We deal with a lot of the celebrities, but we also deal with the people who actually finance the movies. The big dogs, the people who put all those dollars together, and it's a lot of their management and the behind the scenes, a lot of directors and writers. We get a lot of that here as well. And then we definitely get our share of celebrities, but nothing crazy. Thank goodness everything is pretty quiet here. We haven't had any situations, with anybody that's nutty. Our loudest celebrity is Doug Ellen from Entourage.
Yes, we like him a lot. We're gonna get him on. He's cool.
Doug is great. He's fantastic. He is one of the guys that I started playing pickleball with in early days. I started playing in 2018. I am a tennis convert. I played high-level tennis and always was looking to be competitive and have fun. And I think tennis for me just ran its course in terms of fun. And some friends of mine, we all kind of got together and we started playing different paddle sports and racket sports. And we found paddle tennis down in Venice Beach, which is which is pretty iconic in itself.
Yeah.
And this is around the time where Christine McGrath was like the face of pickleball.
Yes.
So, you know, everybody knew who Christine McGrath was. And, you know, we had no clue. But a friend of ours came up to one of our friends and said to my friend, "Hey, Jesse, you know, you can make money playing pickleball." And then we kind of were like, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, there's tournaments and all right, tournaments and stuff. That's cool." And we went over to Memorial Park, which is on 14th and Olympic here in Santa Monica. And they have pickleball courts that they transformed from tennis courts. I'm sorry, they have 12 pickleball courts that they transformed 3 public tennis courts, and they turned them into 12 pickleball courts.
Oh.
And on those 12 courts, on any given day, it's so crazy there. There's anywhere from 100 to 150 people, 175 people show up, you know, in the course of a morning into the afternoon. So
wow.
It is nuts. And that was my first impression of pickleball. I was coming from tennis and paddle, you know, even playing, you know, squash, whatever, again, a paddle, a racket, or a ball. And I came over to Memorial, and I looked on the courts, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe that there were 8 paddles waiting deep, and everybody was just happy to wait.
In California.
Well, yeah, I guess because it's nice and sunny and people are just hanging. Yeah. But like, honestly, like that took me back. I said, oh my God, you know, like people are just hanging out and waiting. You know, what is this?
Yeah.
So we got on with some people, and of course we started playing tennis on a pickleball court. And in 2018, they were not driving very much. They were just dropping. And it was like this unwritten rule that you had to drop the ball. And here I am with a tennis background. I was like, I'm going to drive this puppy. You know, it sits up. I'm going to try to, you know, make this ball spin and drive. And I hit a couple of drives, and they all stopped and looked at me, and they were like, yeah, we don't do that. I was like, whoa. I didn't know. I was like, do what? And they were like, yeah, you're supposed to drop the ball. And I said, all right, we'll try and drop it. So it was cool, though. It was cool kind of learning the nuances. And then you've got to learn the etiquette that comes along with pickleball. And then the all too realization of the pecking order. You know, the pecking order in pickleball is real. You know, there's certain courts you can get on, and there's certain courts you just can't, you know, and if you're not of level, you know, they look at you funny, and they make it known that, you know.
I love that. Not everybody talks about that.
Yes, that's
true. I said, not everybody talks about the pecking order. That is really something good to bring up.
You know, listen, people talk about pickleball being inclusive and all that stuff, and yeah, you know, it is it's inclusive to an extent. Like, you know, there are open places where you can go and just show up, and yes, you know, my grandma and my aunt and we're all on the pickleball court. Yes, we're having a good time. And then there's places where you go where you have to go put your paddle down, and you know, that's a little bit more tenuous. It's, you know, and nobody talks about that. You know, one of the things that we do here at Santa Monica Pickleball is we go over like scenarios to the beginners and kind of tell them like how to approach courts and how to read the room, you know, and see where you're going. This way you have a good experience.
Yeah, I love that.
They're never taught that. They don't know. They just show up and they're like, oh, wow, this is the best sport I ever played. You know what? I've never been competitive, but now all of a sudden I'm halfway decent. You know what? That's right. You know, I'm going to go jump on the court with Jesse Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko right now.
Oh, you're funny.
Hey, listen, that's a true story, by the way. That's a true story. You know?
Oh, no!
That's a good one.
I've got to ask you.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you. So, Matthew, Did he play with his shirt on or shirt off?
Oh, geez.
Matthew
I
McConaughey.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, yes, with a shirt on. Most of the times, yeah. Most everybody here plays with their shirt on.
No,
Yeah.
but do you know how he always has his shirt off?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a shirt off kind of guy.
He's a total shirt off, which
Oh.
he should have a shirt on at your location. But I thought maybe because of who he is and what his style is, he would do
No,
shirt off.
I mean, it's not like we're super formal or anything, but no, Matthew McConaughey, six packs. I don't think he has a six pack anymore, anymore. Anyway.
Oh no! Well then, shirt on.
That is so great. Oh,
but he's super cool. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Yes.
Oh,
I would like you to get everybody from the entourage out there on the court.
Oh man, I mean, those guys are trying to get a revival of the Entourage right now.
I know.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think we kind of have our own little version of Entourage. You know, with Doug Ellen.
Yeah.
So, but he's I guess I should. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'll just say it. I know he's working on some other stuff to try to get that out, and I know he's working on another scripted series, which I thought was very, very funny, with a lot of actors that we all know and used to love.
Oh, cool!
that does sound
that's
so great.
fun.
That sounds so great.
Well, I loved Entourage, so anyway.
Well,
I did too. I mean, I've seen every single one of them.
Me too. I've seen it a few times. I just think it's hilarious. Anyway, okay. So Annie, do you have any questions for our good friend here?
Well, you know, I have a comment. We are going to be hopping on a plane and coming out to visit you and play at your beautiful facility.
God.
What a great facility. My son had lived in Santa Monica for a while, so I'm familiar, and I think we need a trip.
I agree.
To California. So
cheers.
Oh, cheers. And cheers to you.
On all your success.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry we lost John. He just has to deal with
never
it.
return.
He's not. Listen, he. God bless him. He's an incredible operator. He's a very good friend of mine. I would never do this with anyone else. You know, the camera and all that stuff, I think he leaves to me. He's a behind the scenes kind of guy. He loves the numbers, and he loves to see. He's actually loving pickleball. He wasn't a big pickleball guy. He coached at a high level of tennis. He coached at Duke University. He's coached many tennis pros, you know, and some into their careers. So he has a lot of coaching experience, and he brings a lot of that to the table. And that's where he really thrives. And he loves to be behind the scenes. And he loves to make people better. And when we got an opportunity to do this, we you know, at first we were impeded by COVID. We first started talking about this in 2019, towards the end. And, you know, I told him he was here already he had started the Santa Monica Tennis Center. And that started in 2010. And in 2010, I quit my job. I had a Jerry Maguire moment, and I left I used to work in the fashion business, and I worked for a $100 million jean company here in LA, and I hated every day of it. But I was always involved in tennis. I knew John from him working at the Palisades, and we were always very friendly. We always talked business and the business of tennis. And I told him that I quit my job, and I'm going to start teaching tennis in the backyards of all the rich people here in LA. And he was like, cool, I'm just going to take over the Santa Monica Pickleball Tennis Center. So he went to do that. And I started my private business. And, you know, I've been teaching celebrities and the who's of Hollywood for a long time now, tennis. In 2019, when he started seeing me with the pickleball, I kept telling him, I said, this is a great place. You know, we can turn one tennis court into 4 pickleball courts. We could build a crazy great community. And he was like, okay, I see what you're saying. You know, he started following me, you know, following my underground pickleball handle on Instagram. You know, I spent the last couple of years basically playing all the tour events, the APP, the PPA, sharing my experience with everybody. But what really grabbed them was when I started doing my community service, I call it, at Memorial. I started teaching some clinics at Memorial. I wanted to get these guys better. I saw a lot of people just playing terrible pickleball. So I wanted to help. I wanted to help the nonprofit org that runs the pickleball over there, and I started to do that. And he saw all the people that that I was involved with. Hold on, there's an ambulance. This is LA.
Yes.
And you can't even hear it. We can't even hear it.
We can't hear it.
Oh, well, that's great. These are good earbuds.
Yeah.
So he started following all of my progress, and he was like, you're really doing great. He's like, you really think we could do something? And then we got struck with COVID. So not personally, but like they shut everything down. So as they started opening things up, we both went to what we knew best, So I stayed in the backyards. He stayed here doing the tennis and building tennis, because that started to become more and more popular, because that was one of the things you can do while you're outside. Right. Mm-hmm. So that started going along, but I started going out and, I'm starting to play all the PPAs. I'm playing all the APPs, and, we just constantly talking. And then one day in 2022, he's like, where are you? I said, I'm at Memorial. Come find me. And this is one of the days that Memorial must have had almost 200 people on three tennis courts. I'm telling you, these people sit here and they'll wait 45 minutes for one game. It's nuts. Wow. And I said, all right, just come find me. So I'm at one of the courts. I'm just playing, and I see when he comes in, and he's looking around, and he can't find me. So then I go over to him, and I said, here, let me pick your mouth off the ground. And he was like, I kind of had an idea you were telling me the truth, but I really didn't believe it, And he's like, it doesn't resonate on a camera. You have to come see this for yourself. And then that was it. He said, okay, I think, I have plans. I think we can do something really big. And I said, we need to do something really big. We need to shock everybody. And we need to show everybody that we're serious about pickleball, and that it's not a secondary sport. It's not something that's, a second thought or a third thought. It needs its own place. We need to have its own facility, a place where, where we have paddle specialists, and people actually know about the paddles, and people can touch the paddles and feel them and play with them and demo them, play here on the mini court, or come back here, right, and play on these courts, right, this way, and make a sound decision on what you'd like to buy. Because right now there's 1 million paddles. People come in and say, hey, what paddle should I buy? I mean, I just showed you the wall. The wall's crazy. Well, it's nuts. So, so pick up a few demos, take them outside and come and try. So that's, we decided that we were going to do this. And I honestly, I didn't think that we would have the success that we did. We knew that there was a demand. Space is very limited in LA. Everything is very, very expensive. So, outside the city, there's places to play pickleball, but inside the city, it's a little tough, So we said we have to do this, and we have, and the support from the community. We had a grand opening party. We invited 150 people, and almost 400 people showed up. So check that out. So we had 400 people all in here, and then they were all inside as well. And it was nuts. And I mean, the news, we've had KTLA here. We had Good Day LA. We've been on the Associated Press. We've had the Japanese media, Japanese media. It's like, I mean, it's crazy. So they've been here. It's nuts. So we actually had the doctors from Botched. You guys know the show Botched?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're married to 2 housewives of Hollywood. Well, one's housewife of Orange County, and one's a housewife of Hollywood. So they called us up and they said they wanted to shoot an episode. So that'll come out in August. So you'll probably see that then. Yeah. That's all I can say about it.
That is fun.
Yes.
So that's it. That's been our journey. Like Jon said, we've been selling, paddles like hotcakes. We don't have, like I said, we don't have a lot of garments because people don't come in for garments. They come in for hardware. They want the paddles. We also do, we do like lead tape servicing. So we balance. We have a machine that checks your swing weight along with the weight. We can change the balance of the paddle. So we offer those services. So that's very popular for us. And it's just been great. So we're looking to expand, for another 2 properties, maybe 3 properties if we are lucky. And we'll hope to keep this thing running.
Well, so you're really a one-stop shop. If you're looking for a paddle and getting into the game, that's where to go if you're out in LA.
That's exactly that's exactly what it is. We have it all. So we have a $50 paddle, to a $250 EULA paddle, or Selkirk and Invicta. So it just depends on what you want, but we want it to be everything for everyone. So I'm sure somebody has that tagline, but I thought it was appropriate.
Well, we have loved getting the tour of your pro shop. We've loved to see your whole location.
Yes.
And you have been so fun to chat with.
Thank
what
you.
A great guy. And boy, the Orlando Squeeze are lucky to have you. That's for darn sure.
That's for sure.
Don't forget that I'm also a professional on the NPL, the National Pickleball League. That's a 50-plus senior pro league that's being played at Chicken and Pickles all over.
Yes.
And that's been amazing. That's been an amazing experience. That was started by Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy and Michael Chen, and they had a vision to get the seniors, the notoriety and the respect that they deserve on the pickleball court. Because that wasn't happening in APP and PPA. So they went out and set out to start their own league, NPL, and there's 6 different matches that are going on. There was a draft the same way as MLP, and we play a team format. Some of the best senior players in the world are playing in this format, and we just had the last one a few weeks ago in Dallas, Chicken and Pickle. I never knew what Chicken and Pickle was. It was amazing. Have you ever been to Chicken and Pickle?
No, but we have that on our list. When are you playing next?
So I'm playing at the end of July back in Dallas at the Grapevine for Chicken and Pickle. You could always check on nationalpickleballleague.com and check out when they're gonna be there next. I know the next one is Kansas, July 1st and 2nd. Unfortunately, I'm not available for that one. Where are you guys?
Where are we now? We are located. Yes, we're located in Lake Minnetonka, Minnesota, and Marco Island, Florida. So we have.
Gotcha. So are you guys going to the Kansas one?
We will be, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah.
But hopefully you guys will make it to. I know the championship is gonna be at the brand new Chicken and Pickle in Glendale, Arizona, in Phoenix. So that's gonna be October, and that's gonna be brand spanking new Chicken and Pickle.
Wait, wasn't somebody opening? Oh, who knows? We've been invited to so many crazy openings.
Yes. Now, were you at the draft in Naples, Julio?
I was not at the draft in Naples. Yeah, no, they notified me of my team.
Okay, because we were invited to go to the draft, and we just couldn't pull it off. There's so many fun things to do, and we did notice your hat, so thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
Thank you. Listen, you should look into it a little bit more. The seniors deserve a lot of credit. They really have a good body of work. There are a lot of great players that have done a lot of great things. One of the things I learned this past weekend, 3 weeks ago when I went, is like my teammates all have a body of work. Everybody's done something really, really cool. Some of the players have been top tennis players, won world championship tournaments. Unbelievable soccer players played for this country. A lot of these people serve this country. So I definitely think they deserve some, attention for sure. So I hope to see you guys out there.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
To meet you in person.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we want you to tell Jon thank you so much. And we're sorry that we're thrilled that we got to meet him. So, yeah.
I'm glad to meet you guys. Hey, make sure you follow us, okay?
Yes, we absolutely will.
Yes.
And what is your handle? What's your Instagram and social handle, Julio?
I am the Underground Pickleball. Where am I? There I am. Underground Pickleball.
Yes.
It's Facebook's, Twitter, the usuals. My biggest presence is Instagram. I post a lot on Instagram. Underground Pickleball. And there's probably a face of me on it.
We love it. We love it. Well, thanks again.
Yes.
And we look forward to catching up with you very soon. And congratulations. What a beautiful place you have.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Keep us updated on your next location.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, ladies. Nice to meet
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Today's podcast was sponsored by Harbor Wine and Spirits and Vicar Distillery, Spooky Dill Pickle Bloody Mary Mix, Sable and Rosenfeld Garlic and Dill Tipsy Cocktail Stirrers, and Rock's Bloody Mary Salt. And of course, a very special thank you to Ron, our fabulous Pickleball Chicks mixologist. Thanks so much for joining the Chicks, our fabulous guests from Santa Monica Pickleball Center, Jon Neeter, owner, and Julio Rivera, the director of Pickleball, also a Pickleball Pro for the National Pickleball League. We want you to comment on your favorite topic from the show today. And if you would like to be on one of our episodes or have ideas for our show, email us directly at dink@pickleballchicks.com. Watch us on YouTube, where you will find all podcast episodes at Pickleball Chicks with an X. Or of course, listen to us on Apple or any podcast platform. Thanks for subscribing and sharing the Chicks with your friends. Have a great time on and off the pickleball court. Until next time, cheers.